If you're the kind of reader who's interested in the quirkiest tidbits in history, then I may just have the right recommendation from you. From eccentric maharajas to globe-trotting jalebis to India's very own chamber of secrets. I'll start with Punjab. The first motor car in India was in fact bought by the Maharaja of Patiala, and it had the number plate Patiala 0 written on it. Meanwhile, the Raja of Nabha, which is a neighboring province in Punjab, ordered himself a car in the shape of a swan. It even had a beak. It would hiss and sprout boiling water on the path so that pedestrians would disperse. For his children, he ordered a car in the shape of a baby swan. Unfortunately, his subjects could not tell the difference between a swan and a duck and started to refer to him as Battak Raja. Moving on to something sweet. Now, the Malpua actually dates back to the Rig Veda. There's a reference of Malpua called Apupa in the Rig Veda, and the recipe hasn't changed over the last couple of thousand years. Jalebi, on the other hand, has been a bit of a globetrotter with variations or distant cousins found in West Asia and in North Africa. In fact, in Iran, it is known as zulabia. The Scindias of Gwalior had, over a period of time, accumulated large amounts of wealth, and the founder of the dynasty decided to create these catacomb-type walls underneath the Gwalior Fort to store all of their wealth. It was known as Ganga Jali, and it was protected by a secret password that was only passed on from one generation to another. It wasn't until 1886 when Madho Rao Scindia became the king and decided to pursue this treasure. Several attempts were made to find these hidden walls, but Madho Rao just could not crack the code until one day he was approached by an astrologer who said that he knew the way to this Ganga Jali. But he had a bunch of conditions. So the astrologer told the king that the king must accompany the astrologer to the walls all by himself, blindfolded and completely unarmed. Now, Madho Rao was no silly king, so he kept a little piece of lead dagger or a weapon underneath his clothes, but he accompanied the astrologer. When they were making their way through these dark alleys, the Maharaja felt that he heard more than two pairs of footsteps, and so he took out his lead weapon and he struck. The flame went off and the astrologer collapsed. The Maharaja then ran out, and the secret to this hidden chamber remained undiscovered. Feeling rather disappointed, the Maharaja decided to give up on his quest to find this treasure. One fine day, he was walking around the fort in one of these desolate dark alleys when he slipped. In order to regain some balance, he got hold of a pillar, and the pillar unexpectedly opened up and revealed a concealed chamber. He quickly called in more soldiers, and they realized that that was the route to the vault. Now, if you're interested in more such tidbits from history, I have a great book for you. This is Mini Menon's The Swan Car of Nabha and Other Unusual Stories from History. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.